Jimmy Kimmel canceling his show today is one of those news that it made me smile. I'm ecstatic to report that. I'm happy to report that. I've never liked Jimmy Kimmel because I've always been independent. I've always voted down the middle. Guys, when I tell you I've voted for both sides, I voted for Obama, I voted for Hillary. I hate saying that out loud. I voted for Trump. I'm what you call an independent. Is that I realize that both sides are just as bad. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel made some comments after the horrible unaliving of our dear Charlie Kirk, who I will be attending his memorial.
Over the weekend, with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between,
he basically called him a MAGA. There's no validation to that yet. This is an ongoing investigation, and there's a lot to be uncovered in this case. And as you guys know, you got Candace Owens on the trail now. And once she gets a bone, that's it, fellas. You know, she's going to run with it. She's a woman that once she's hot on your butt, you better watch out, because this is a woman that does not back down. Love you, Candace, because even though I don't always agree with you or some of the things you say, I just know that you're one of those people. You will keep unfolding the onion until you figure out what's going on. But I can tell you, as a publicist, my opinions on this whole, you see this exodus away from left-wing idealism, left-wing extremism, all of this leftist agenda and propaganda that we had stuffed literally down our throat for 4 years from the Biden administration. And it started with DEI. It started with promoting LGBTQIA within our military, within our governments. I mean, I honestly felt like if I applied for any job under Joe Biden's administration, I would never get it. I don't fit enough boxes. And it's funny because I was like telling people, at least I checked the, Native American, Black, mixed box, but it's still not enough. You got to be some other things. So under Trump's administration, there was a little bit of hope, a glimmer of hope. But it seems like now we've moved into the opposite direction of more conservatism. Let's bring back in the old white males that run the world, the Larry Ellisons of the world. I did a video today where I reported on the fact that TikTok has indeed found a buyer. We know that this is still kind of being finalized, but it's pretty much got the stamp of approval. They're saying that Trump is saying, yes, we're going forward, but pretty much it's going to be Oracle. Okay, Larry Ellison has been named the richest man alive. He surpassed our friend Elon Musk, and now he's going to have one of the biggest platforms out there, as most billionaires do. They all own different platforms, Journal, every news source is owned by a billionaire. Every media company is owned by billionaires. And that's what makes me a little bit confused, because we know that the entertainment industry, celebrity culture has always been under umbrella of a specific group of Jays. The Jays run that industry, and it's well known. I mean, if I was a Jay, I would not be embarrassed to say that we started an industry that, hold on, I think I'm messing with my lapel. That we started an industry that is great and makes billions of dollars and has cornered the market for decades. Everything was filtered through the lens of Hollywood. So we expect that a lot of the mainstream people in Hollywood would be supportive of the Jays, would be people that are beholden to them and love them and relish in everything they do. And every time I see somebody get a new show, somebody become a celebrity, someone just rise to meteoric stardom, I assume that they're in line with the agenda, which is, we love the Jays. We love them and we adore them and we want them to win no matter what. So to see somebody like Kimmel, who has always been a strong supporter of them, get canned in this way, you have to ask yourself, what sneaky things is going on behind the scenes? Because this doesn't seem correct for a number of reasons. And also this image of Amanda Seyfried slammed for her comments, 3-word statement on Charlie Kirk's assassination. That's another situation there. That's another example, I should say, of the situation there. This photo, I know what you did this summer. This is Candace Owens with Benjamin Netanyahu And she knows something's going on, as do I. I feel it in my spirit. I realize that everything they've been doing, even in Congress with all these hearings, they had Kash Patel just yesterday fighting with them, talking about how he's doing everything that's correct for the FBI.
Not surprised that you continue to lie from your perch and put on a show so you can go raise money for your charade. You are a political buffoon at best.
Well, you can take an internet troll.
Take it to the bank that the FBI is protecting this country and the state and citizens of California. We are bringing historic reform.
He's firing people based on merit. But there's something sinister and dark about everything that's going on. And I think Charlie Kirk's unaliving is what is setting everything in motion. Listen, we haven't had any real Christian martyrs here in America in a long time. I'm talking about real martyrs, people who have never backed down in their beliefs. And now we're seeing this happen. And I believe this is just an opening of what's going to be happening here in the future. I think they're going to prop up Christianity, make it look like this wonderful thing so that they can tear it down, so that they could say, see, this is what Christian nationalism, Christianity brought you. It brought you no abortions anymore. You can't have abortions. It brought you women being put in their little place. It brought you, entertainment that's going to be much more mild and toned down and controlled and censored. Remember, even with TikTok being bought out, they're saying that, hello, TikTok is for United States only. All you people here in the United States, you're no longer, if you're on TikTok, it's not going to be dispersed to different parts of the world anymore. It's just for the United States. So what does that do? That puts everybody into one little box, and we're back to a neat box. We're not as globalized and being able to disseminate information as fast and rapidly as we want. I mean, we see this with entertainment where Netflix only shows specific shows to different countries. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. Everything is tailored for the society that it's in. We just had the Emmys. Jennifer Coolidge had a mob of people upset with her as they realized she's a Charlie Kirk fan. So that's what I'm saying is there's something weird happening. And let me clarify this with some of these posts so you can see what I'm saying. So you guys know that Patrick Mahomes came out and he paid respect. He pledging to pay all of Kirk's 2 children's living and education expenses. That was here. Somebody posted that. Another person said DC Comics cancels Gretchen Felker Martin's Red Hood after one issue following Charlie Kirk comments. This is somebody else that got fired. A teacher is no longer employed. We saw this guy go viral after he made these are people who have made egregious comments about Charlie Kirk. I'm getting to my point here. Give me a second. Wausau River District Exec Director let go after social media posts about Kirk's death. Another one fired. Carolina Panthers fired football communications coordinator for Charlie Kirk comments. I'm just going through some images here for you. All right. Another one, Massachusetts school teacher been placed on administrative leave over her comments about the killing of Kirk. Just on and on. All made comments, were let go, were fired. We see this now happening like every day. We're getting new people being fired and let go. Under the Biden administration, we had President Trump almost be assassinated. Not once, not twice, but 3 times he had assassination attempts on his life. And people were making comments like, shooter shouldn't have missed. Gosh, we're so close. How come this didn't happen? Next time, get him. All of those horrible comments nobody cared. No one was arrested. I reported many comments that were horrible comments that I was like, how are these people not on a watch list? And not one of those comments violated TikTok's guidelines. Now, all of a sudden, fast forward, and we're here after Charlie Kirk's unaliving, and all of a sudden they're taking it seriously. And you got people like Benjamin Netanyahu getting on TV after a man's death he's not a president, he's not a world leader, and saying to people that he was a friend, he was pro-Israel. Why is that even an issue right now? Why a talking point?
Charlie Kirk was a tremendous friend of Israel. and he believed and discussed with me how to defend Israel, how to defend Western civilization. He actually wrote a detailed memorandum suggesting how we should do that. He saw our battle.
What publicist told him that it's a good idea to go on TV and say this? So you see here, there's a lot of goofy, weird stuff going on that makes people, if you can't put two and two together, there's an agenda to now kind of streamline, make America more conservative, and to keep people in their place. And strangely enough, you got people like Taylor Swift, who's a huge, huge megastar that has millions of followers that listen to everything she says. They wait on bated breath for her to talk. And she's never once, she hasn't opened her mouth during Biden's campaign. She hasn't opened her mouth during Trump's campaign. She just does things by her actions. Her actions is that she still hangs around the Mahomes, who I just showed you.
Taylor Swift has been so kind of annoyingly liberal over the last couple of years is that she's not yet married and she doesn't have children. I say this non-sarcastically. I say this as a husband and a father. Having children changes you. Getting married changes you. And I hope that America's biggest pop star marrying the pharmaceutical spokesperson ends up conservatizing them. Taylor Swift might de-radicalize herself. She might come back down to reality. I want them to have lots of children. It teaches you something about yourself. Deep down, I think Taylor Swift actually was raised as a conservative that has gotten kind of caught up in this metropolitan liberal stuff, and she doesn't quite have an attachment to the conservative backbone that she was raised in. But
are pro Charlie Kirk. Put two and two together, guys. A lot of celebrities are undercover conservatives. They are undercover pro-Israel. They don't want to say it out loud. They don't want to say anything because they don't want to get canceled. But they are 100% behind Israel. They are conservative Americans first, right? But they won't say that because if they do, in Hollywood, they'd get canceled. But now that Hollywood is shifting to this acceptance of conservatism, apparently, because when Bibi says it, that Charlie Kirk is a friend and he respected him a lot and all this, now people's ears are going to perk up. Anyways, you guys drop your thoughts and comments because I am definitely left a bit confused about this one, but I know that there's something up their sleeve. Hit a like or a comment. It helps my video greatly, and I will see you in the next video.